I really want to talk about working together inside of this trade, and specifically you business owners, you managers. You're the ones that I really would like to speak to today as we kind of go through this process. Right now, I'm in a rental car, really fancy car at that. Like, I got problems with this car. So it's a BMW. I couldn't even tell you. I'll show you the back of it. I don't know what kind this is, but man, I've never had a car like this. So first of all, it took me forever to figure out how to unlock the doors. Apparently there's a button right there on the dash that's got a door with a key. Apparently that's your unlock button. And then I thought my rear view mirror on the passenger side was broken. Like something weird is going on. It kept just pointing straight down at the ground. And it eventually occurred to me that when you put the car in reverse, apparently that mirror points down. So I guess you can see the line for where you're parking. I did the Toro thing. I don't know if anybody else is familiar with that. We've had great results with it. This was the only car actually around me that was available, and it is way overkill for what I was looking for. Anyway, I'm on my way to Houston right now for a collaboration myself. And how can you go on a trip and not stop at Buc-ee's when you pass by? I have to say though, this is the smallest Buc-ee's I've ever seen. It's a normal Buc-ee's, but it's miniature. I saw the Buc-ee's sign. I was like, oh, look, Buc-ee's. And then I walk up. So something that I think has really been a struggle for, I don't know, I guess a lot of managers or just companies in general. We look to our suppliers, our vendors, our distributors, and we look to them for help with our specific tasks. But how much are we actually doing to engage with them on a technical level or a training or anything else more than just strictly business? Business has a big part of things, and we always have to, if we don't have a profitable business, if we're not doing well as a business, then basically we don't have a company to begin with. So there's that aspect of it. I challenge us being too focused and direct minded about everything having to be strictly business and separated, and not thinking forward enough about our active problems. One of our biggest active problems is I don't think we have enough co-collaboration between us as contractors, as vendors, and just in general in this industry. We're not having enough conversations. We're not talking about our problems enough. And because of that, we're trying to find our own self-sufficient solutions without seeing how we may be able to have a bigger impact. Because the problem is people. There's not enough people, and I think a lot of the issues in our industry are going to continue to be major problems until we find more people. And as part of what's got me here today with the CSG Compressor Solutions Group here in Houston, we're going to be doing a training. Now, the live stream's already happened. All that's already taken place by this point, so if you paid attention to that, you'd already know what is going on with there. But this is a part of us actively trying to seek each other out, to have a bigger part and play more of a role. This is our ability to engage with a vendor, collaborate on resources, and create something more. And if we're going to really start to make a difference in this industry's people, personnel, get technicians where they need to be so that we have less problems as the people hiring them, the people having to do the work, this is how we're going to get there. Because if we aren't willing to, maybe it's humility, maybe it's just somebody saying the right things. I don't know. I think there's not a simple problem as to why we don't put more time into collaborating. So I guess that's the main message I'm really trying to put out there right now. Is just it's nothing complicated. I really encourage you, talk to the local people, talk to the vendors around you. See what you can do. See how you can pull your resources so that we can help just make this trade interesting. That's one of the things we've got to do. It's up to us. Nobody's going to do this for us. We've got to make it interesting. We've got to provide a value proposition to those who we want to be a part of it. Cultures have changed, times have changed, things aren't what they used to be. And I'm, at the end of the day, granted, I'm a part of the generation that's here doing it, so I kind of have to be okay with it. I want to see a better future, and I want to see people be more successful. And this is just my vision, I guess, on how I see being able to do that. And just look at this. It's a compressor trainer. It's a trainer built with a test bench. And they've actually custom built a
chiller in this pad so that they can train with it, and they can also do bench runs, and they can do this kind of stuff here. And this is amazing things that we can bring technicians into. I'm not going to ramble on. I don't think I need to make a big case or spill or nothing else. I've said enough about it. So how about this? Let's just enjoy the rest of the vlog. We've got a class we're setting up for tonight. Kind of show you a little bit of this setup for that, I guess. I'm going to do some extra content and some videos about the shop, and maybe take you through some of the staging process on when a compressor shop gets a compressor in that it needs to do an overhaul or rebuild on. You know, all the different things that they go through in order to accomplish that and make that compressor ready to go for whoever else. It's going to be a fun time. I'm excited to see everybody. For those of you who are coming in person, welcome. And granted, I've already seen you. We've already talked, so you've got that in your bag, but just saying it a second time, I guess. Thanks for coming. Really appreciate you putting the time in to invest in yourself.
I always love just these cutaways, and that's one of my favorite parts about going to manufacturer classes is a lot of times they'll have these on little test benches and stuff, and it's just so fascinating to me. You can see the physical slide, the puck, just the whole process in here, the bearing assembly. You got your female bolt. Just I love seeing these things. It's really, really interesting. It makes for a great training material too. You can sit here and actually talk about it. People can put hands on it, look at it, and see the liquid injection ports, the oil ports. It's all right there. You know, it's visible. You can see how the unloading solenoid here will cycle the pressure in order to slide that valve back and forth where it needs to, and how it's got this little test port there. See, these are what got me into semi-hermetics to begin with. When I was actually technically in school. My professor gave me the option to take a special project when I wanted to, and he had several of these, and I was very interested by them. So he allowed me as a project to go through and tear them all down, document them, and come back to them with any questions and just talk about it. And this is where I really began my process of getting ready to learn semi-hermetic systems, compressors, and really set the stage for me moving into a heavy commercial market.
Got the Starbucks. Of course, duh. I mean, I got to do the Starbucks. I got the Starbucks. Granted, I did ask if they had a local place around here, and they said no, they weren't aware of one. And you ought to look up sometime Starbucks on a Google Maps of Houston. It is like, why do you need that many Starbucks? Seriously, there's one on every street corner. Like, why? That is a lot of Starbucks.
Had an excellent class. Really enjoyed everybody. Had a great turnout. It's good. Not done yet though. We're gonna go do some hands-on. They just got done listening to me talk for a while, so it's time for part two. But that part's not gonna be live stream. We're just gonna do that here and just us. Yeah.
Time to ask any question that you may have or any issue that you may have. Realistically, we probably won't get in a situation where we need them, but if we decide to run something down or up to extremes, we have the ability to maintain it. A lot of test benches out there nowadays, you can run for a few minutes, right?
It's weird, but if I don't know the answer, I'll put you in touch with people who do.
And if you win, stick around. We'll take a picture in front of our brand new test chiller.
Yes, please
And
don't take off.
plaster your face all over social media.
All right, so our first prize is, and the winner of this fine blade.
Had a great time with CSG guys. That's a fun class, fun day. It's time to go get some dinner and then crash at the hotel and wake up, drive back to Austin tomorrow. So.
No beers though.
No beers, that's right, that's right. Appreciate everybody. MTT, spend time with your family. I know it's summer, we're gonna be wrapped up. It's okay, just spend the time. We'll see y'all later.